What's up, FHN? I'm Camden.
And I'm Harper.
Welcome to this week's Nightly Show. Stick by for an album review of Blonde, a journalistic video on a local Argentinian restaurant, and a Princess Peach game review. You won't want to miss this.
Coming up, graduation will be held on the 1st of June at the Family Arena at 4:30 p.m. Seniors should be there at 3:45 at the latest. Francis House Central High School will be there already graduating, so don't be worried if you see any graduates already there. Each student is allowed 10 tickets of admittance for any friends or family that wishes to cheer them on.
After graduation, FHN is hosting an all-nighter at Kokomo Joe's. There's a $125 sign-up fee, and sign-up is due by May 12th. The event starts at 11 p.m. and ends at 5 a.m. the next day.
At Francis Howell, we offer a variety of classes, from theater, biology, computer science, and even cooking. Mrs. Mayberry's class is learning how to apply everyday skills such as making bread to everyday life.
Miss Mayberry's foods class recently worked on making bread. They use a variety of ingredients to make the bread.
Bananas, flour, baking soda, baking powder, brown sugar, a pinch of salt, just like most common baking ingredients.
Well, first we had to fry the onions and the garlic and we learned in class, which is called the muffin mixing method. So basically the dry ingredients, we had to mix that together, whisk it together, make like a hole in the middle, and then put the wet ingredients in there. We had to make sure not to overmix it because then the dough would be too dry. And then basically we prepared the pan, poured the dough in there, and put it in the oven. It's really fun. Part of the things you learn, you never really thought about it, but it's kind of like educational, which you think you don't really learn a lot in foods.
I'm really enjoying the collaboration work, maybe, and getting to try new things, especially with tasting and rating, maybe, as well the notes.
But that's been fun, and also the people in there are all nice, and the teacher, she's super nice, Miss Mayberry. And the people at my table are just so fun to hang out with. So the class in general is really fun.
AP testing is coming up next week. Make sure to check your emails for locations and dates because every test will be different. If you do not have an email, make sure to speak with your teacher on where the location will be and what times it will be occurring at. Before taking big tests like the AP test or even the ACT, people recommend that you have a good breakfast and a solid night's rest before. If you're hesitant on where to go for a good meal, we have just the restaurant for you.
Tango's, a family-owned restaurant that offers a variety of unique flavors or fillings for your empanadas, has grown a large number of loyal customers over the years. Let's take a look.
I'm here at Tango's, an authentic Argentinian restaurant that has grown a reputation in St. Charles for its exemplary staff and continuous engagement in the community.
We started 24 years ago with selling empanadas around the city and different events, festivals. So, we liked what we did. We like to show, our cultural. So, and we decided to open a restaurant. It was back to 2016. We did open just a small carry-out store here in Sambor and 17. So we were there for almost 6 years. So it was, carry out, just we have a couple chairs, and people start asking for a little bit more and more. So we decided to expand our business. So 2.5 years ago, we opened a bigger place. I expect the customer feel when they get into the restaurant, they feel like, oh my gosh, I'm in Argentina, because we play Argentinian music like a tango. We have one of the TV with Argentina views from different areas. We have always soccer that we call football in Argentina. Always we have soccer games playing here. So we want customers feel like we are in Argentina. In our culture, we share everything. So I think we'll try to share a little bit of our culture here in a little town as St. Charles and just spread a little bit of the Argentinian way we have for everything. This is a safest place for anyone. As I told you, each person customer enters here is not a customer, it's part of the family. So I think the way we treat the people as not just waitress and customer is like more family business.
The mock trial team has been hard at work over the past few months. All their hard work has paid off with them attending nationals over the weekend in Delaware. This is their second year in a row going to nationals.
While mock trial takes a lot of linguistic creativity, we have some stories on the more visual side of creativity. Here's a video by Olivia Prentice on the introduction to art classes.
So right now they're working on a power word. So we talked about what a power word means, what it takes for a word to be a power word, and the significance behind that. They get to choose which word they want to do. We brainstorm about it, and then they have to come up with an image that best represents that word.
One of my favorite things is that you really have to think long and hard about a good word that you feel has a deep meaning to you, and something that I guess represents you. So.
The toughest part is going to be the fine lines. So keeping their lines clean, we're only using black, white, and a single color. So they have to make sure that their borders look really, really nice and have straight edges.
Right now, we're still doing our measurements, and for me, I keep bending my lines and it's not being straight. But other than that, it's a pretty fun project.
I chose her and with a heart and cracks in it because I feel like not a lot of people pick to represent that.
After this project is going to be our big unit project, and it's one of my favorites. It involves drawing, it involves printmaking. They can paint if they want, they get a little more freedom with it.
In basketball news, the Heat won against the Celtics on the 24th with a score of 101-111. The Miami Heat had 23 three-pointers to even the series in Game 2, with Miami Heat starting player Tyler Hero having 14 assists, which is the second most in playoff history. In football, running back Ezekiel Elliott might be returning to the Cowboys. He was the number 4 overall pick in the 2016 draft, and with the current draft going on, he could very well be on his way to play for the Cowboys again. Returning to local news, student athletes have been preparing throughout the season for GACs in state. Last week, GACs for almost all sports happened. Track and field held theirs on the 1st of May, with volleyball on April 25th.
It's been 8 years since Frank Ocean last dropped an album, and while we are still waiting for the third studio project, right now all we have is Channel Orange and his most recent album, Blonde. Here with a review on the critically acclaimed 2016 album is Peyton Baker.
Welcome to my album review. Today we'll be talking about the best album from Frank Ocean. This album was made on August 20th in 2016, which made him $20 million and $1 million from the first week. From Spotify, the top 5 most popular songs from this album are Pink and White, Right Ferrari, Godspeed, Ivy, and Self-Control. This album was made to show Frank Ocean's masculinity through emotions, through experiences with loss, relationships, trauma, and utility. In my opinion, Pink and White and Ivy is the best songs from this album. I've learned these songs from TikTok, which is kind of sad, but I think those songs are amazing. In my opinion, the worst song on this album is Future Free. I don't like the 6-point part and after it, which has a bunch of random audios and like kind of like a glitchy sound, like Runaway from Kanye West does at the end of his song. But this song does not match my music taste as well as as much as the other songs from this album do. My favorite song on this album has to be Ivy, except Ivy is spelled with an L, not an I. I like how this song has a steady rhythm throughout the whole song and has a really summer kind of vibe, while Future Free doesn't have a certain vibe to it. It's kind of just there. Ivy is about anger and bitterness turning into regret, and is kind of like a love song but gone wrong. I hope you enjoyed this album review. Let me know what your favorite song was from that album, and if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. Bye!
Blonde has always been my go-to album for the summertime, and this summer is going to be one to remember. Some important films coming out over the summer include the Garfield movie and Furiosa coming out May 24th, Longlegs coming out July 12th, and Deadpool 3 coming out July 26th.
With our final announcement of the episode, FHSD for the past few months has been hosting roundtables where community members, students, and teachers can express their opinions on a topic. One was supposed to be held last month, but it was postponed until the 7th of May. Check your email if you're interested in attending in the future.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of The Nightly Show. For more videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel and visit FHNtoday.com for more information. Once again, I'm Camden.
And I'm Harper, signing off.